Okay, I'm clicking the button. I'm clicking the button. Is the button working? Looks like our streaming just confirmed that we have audio in a second. Let me click this button. It looks like this thing is on. We have audio? Yep, we have audio. So hey, this is What's Up. This is Dave. This is my What's Up Dave stream, which I do every weekday to catch up with my friends on the internet. And today has been an incredibly unproductive day. This has been a day of procrastination largely. Although the one main thing I did today was finally book plane flights to Taiwan for myself, my sister, and her boyfriend. So flying out in April, had to look for flights. I had waited a little bit too long, so the price went up a little bit, but not too badly. At least I was able to book the flight. Gonna be flying Cathay Pacific to Hong Kong from Boston, and from Hong Kong to Taiwan. Be there for a couple weeks for my dad's 90th birthday. So that's gonna be, it's like a important day. There's gonna be a big dinner and stuff like that. And also, this is the first time that my sister has been to Taiwan probably since, maybe the 2005, or it's been a while. Maybe 2010. 2010, yeah, I think it was probably around 2010. So, and this will be the first time her boyfriend's been to Taiwan, I'm pretty sure. So, we will see what that's like. I'll be spending like a few days, we'll be spending about 10 days in where my dad lives in the middle of Taiwan in Taichung, and then the last 4 days in Taipei just to kind of do our own stuff there, and then head on back. And for the past 3 years, I've been going to Taiwan by myself to try to re-engage with the culture, overcome a lot of barriers I have toward just feeling helpless and stupid when I'm in Taiwan, because I can't speak Taiwanese or Chinese, and I can't read the signs, and I feel dumb. So it's never really been my favorite place to be, even though I lived there for like 10 years. It's only like finally, in my old age, I'm starting to kind of overcome some of those childhood issues that I had. Behind me, I'm watching the Rainbow Six Siege Invitational on the big TV. Right now, it's Asia Pacific. Watching the match between a team from Korea called Mantis, and another team from Australia called Mind Freak. So this is the Asia Pacific qualifiers, I think. EU already went, North America already went. So I know, I kind of enjoy watching the game. It's like a tactical shooter in which a lot of people shoot each other. But it's very interesting. So what do I want to talk about today? You may have been able to tell I moved the computer from the location that usually is like over there, basically. If I look at camera 2, that's where it was before, and where that you can see that pink cushion is over there. But I moved it over here because I actually, in front of the big TV, there's this table that's temporarily sitting on, and I think I want a little bit more space to work on. So I thought I'd move it over here and see if that would play out better for this weekend. So what do I want to talk about today? As I said, it's been like a day of procrastination largely. Although like getting the plane ticket stuff out of the way, I find it like really stressful because I'm planning for people who didn't have all the information. I wasn't sure if I was waiting too long. What's the best flight to take? What's the easiest one to take? Where are we going to stay in Taipei? The hotel I wanted to stay at in Taipei is booked up, so we won't be able to stay there. But now that the plane ticket is booked, at least like that's settled. So the other thing I wanted to do today was just get to work on all my other stuff. That didn't happen. I wanted to do some project management stuff. That didn't happen. I just sort of sat around afterwards, after figuring out all this stuff, and just sort of vegged out. So, theory. What's keeping me from actually doing the work? And partly I just was feeling kind of, I guess, mentally drained from it. I don't like traveling, so maybe that there's a little bit of that in there. But there is this mode that it gets stuck in. Let's talk a little bit about procrastination. So the one reason I was procrastinating, perhaps, was because I've been like doing a lot of things for other people this week, and I haven't really done anything for myself. The thing I was doing for the first 3 days was like a rather stressful server move from my old server, which is being end-of-lifed. Moved part of the server to the new replacement server. Or rather, like the Media Temple did that, but it was broken after they moved it, so I had to fix that. And then I also moved a whole bunch of other websites that were on my server to a new server on WebFaction, which is a $10 a month host, the plan that I have. And I moved like another 9 sites from people who don't know how to maintain their websites and don't want to onto there. And then I had to make sure that they were up to date and that they all worked, etc. And so doing that kind of was like a lot of outgoing energy for other people's stuff that, they were grateful for it, that they didn't have to do it, but I don't like doing web server maintenance type stuff either. But it's part of the cost, I think, of maintaining a network and doing things with your friends. And they were grateful and they gave me stuff, and I'm sure I'll get some nice dinners for it. But working in isolation as I do is also very draining mentally, and I think I'm starting to feel the effects of that. It's been a couple of weeks since I've really done anything with other people that was kind of fun or for me. Instead, I've been just watching a lot of Netflix. Watched a lot of Stranger Things. Also, I've been sick, feeling a little bit better today. It's actually kind of warm today too. Yesterday I was like shoveling, or the day before yesterday? I think it was Thursday, I was shoveling all the snow off of my my walk. And then today, like, it all melted. It was 60 degrees out, apparently. Yeah, when was that? Let me check my, I gotta check the Lightroom over here and see when that was. See when it launches. Oh, that doesn't look right. Yeah, what day was this? This was... Why is this loading so slow? This was taken on the 10th, which was a Wednesday, I guess. And like, if I were to look outside now, this is what it looked like before. This was just on the, this was Wednesday. Yesterday was the 11th, today is the 12th. If I'd waited like a day, it would have melted by itself. On the other hand, I did get some exercise done. So, now that I've moved the computer to this place where there's this desk, and assuming that I can push this back a little bit, give myself some space. Ugh. What is it I want to do? The theory that I was mentioning before was, I find that the hardest part for me to be productive is just starting something. And there's a lot of reasons not to start something. One of the main reasons is I'm not exactly sure what to do. Or the reward itself isn't obvious. And those are situations where I find it very difficult. I'll tend to sit and do something else that's easier, like I'll surf the internet or I'll watch Netflix or something like that. Or like today, I've been watching the APAC regional, or the APAC Invitational qualifiers all day. This giant TV is here, just like I can like stare at it. It's actually kind of nice to have it right next to me too. But so let me do some thinking about this. I have this table space in front of me so I can actually look at it. All right, okay, so that's where we're right now. So we're gonna switch this to happy bubble time. And let me get over here and I'll click over this. And we're switching at this to, I've never done this before, happy bubble time. Late night productivity. Just updated the caption. So, all right, we're switching to happy bubble time. What is happy bubble time, you ask? That's when when I randomly do things that just happen to be on my mind. And don't worry about time, don't worry about how productive I'm doing, not worrying if I'm doing the right thing, but stop doing something. That's the important thing. So let me close this window over here and think of something to do. Because just starting something, I think, is like, it's a way to get unstuck for something. So even if I started cleaning up the this living room, that probably would be count as something, but I already cleaned it up. So let me stand up, look for something to do. What's on my mind? So here I am stuck, but at least I'm actively thinking about something to do. Earlier today, like I was like just trying to get off of my butt, off of the couch, and just like clean up the kitchen. And I kept getting distracted by other things that were easier to do on the internet, like, you know, look at a website, or like, you know, think about something to eat, look in the chat room, see what was going on there. Not a whole lot going on today. But learning to get into a state of mind in which I can focus for 10 seconds and just find something and put it in front of me. If I can find something and put it in front of me, generally good things happen. Right now I'm kind of stuck looking for something to put in front of me. Don't look at the TV because that's a distraction. I guess I could look at, let me look at this. This is the, let me switch over to split view. All right, let's move this camera over here. Whoa. How come that did that? Adjust this a little bit, so it's a little bit more easier to use. All right. I don't know if you can see this. This camera might not be picking it up right. But I am looking at my to-do list. Kickoff. This is the stuff I wanted to do today. I still haven't paid these estimated taxes. I'm just dragging my feet on this stuff. I did book flights though. That's not on this list. Yep. So I'm writing down book flights to Taiwan just so I can check it off, assuming I haven't written it up somewhere else up here. Now, so even just having something to look at seems to be a helpful thing. That I even have this to-do list is providing me a useful focal point. And it was like it happened to be right in front of me, which was good. I'm also finding this index card here, and it has a few things for me to check. So some of the things it's saying are make sure that nutmoon.com is working. Clean up old files on the 1/15/2008 or 2018 on, well, just clean up old files from the server move. Check PHP warnings. Let me look at that. So check PHP warnings refers to my website. Let me log into it first though. So they say.com. There's a special website I have here. And I'm just going to see if there's any errors on it. There's been 10 errors since I last checked this. What is this saying? PHP warning, an unexpected error occurred. Something may be wrong with WordPress org or the service configuration. WordPress cannot establish a secure communication connection to WordPress org. And update PHP. Why would that be running? PHP fatal error. This looks like a hack attempt. Someone tried to directly access a file that shouldn't have been accessed. Because that's the only way this get undefined header thing would happen. So I wonder, I'm going to just, you know, this is exactly the sort of thing that I don't want to be spending my time doing, which is like worrying about my server being hacked. But I'm going to look at it anyway. So let's go back to my screen here. Let's just see if there's any warnings. No failed login attempts. No updates needed. Looks like there's the same errors. 5 issues found. Now, looks like the computer is running much faster. Or the server is running much faster than it used to be. Now that everyone else's website is off my server, and now I've switched to PHP 7 from PHP 5.2. The whole site is generally much more responsive. The thing I don't like about using WordPress though is like it's still every time you log into it, it tells you something that you're supposed to update or something that's broken, and it takes me out of the creative mindset, which is what I'm trying to be in more of. Alright, so what have I gotten accomplished? Let's look at nonazon.com to make sure that it's working. Let's see. So nonazon.com, or notmoon.com, which is like the site that I have for all the role-playing like stuff. Okay, so that's active. But is this on my server? Where is this? That's odd. What server is this on? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just check to see if this migrated or not. I think this should be pointing to my current server. Yeah, so this is correct. So I use dig, which will tell me what this domain name, notmoon.com, what server it's pointing to. And it's pointing to the correct IP address. So I assume this is right. I'm running dig on my local computer, so that should be fine. But let me switch SSH into my other server and just check. So now on my other server, dig.moon.com. This is running on, yeah, so this is the actual server. This looks like it's correct. So I'm going to assume that works. So I can check another thing off this list. So that's done. Clean up old files, check PHP warnings. I'll leave that one unchecked there because like I want to continue to monitor any possible errors. I'm not seeing any other PHP errors that I was seeing before. So at least that's good. So small bits of productivity achieved. In the meantime, it looks like Mantis FPS, the South Korean team, is up by 1 versus Mindfreak, the Australian team. I wish I was like less sensitive to like conflict in video games. I don't like playing against other people and then trying to kill them. Doesn't seem nice. Although the game itself I find really fascinating. Okay, so what's the next thing that we're going to do? Is there something on this list I can look at? So I'm looking at this. Is this on the screen? Production stick. Oh, there's this. What I wanted to do is like figure out a project management system. And this is like a big daunting task, so let me try the theory of doing the smallest, lamest thing. And see if that gets me moving. So the theory is like if I do the smallest lame thing, that at least it's focused on the task at hand, which is in this case, figuring out some project management system stuff. Maybe that's enough to get me unstuck. As I said before, like starting just seems to be the hardest thing that I'm doing. I don't like starting things I don't know what the answer is. I much prefer, well, this isn't true. It's much easier to consume something. Why am I walking into the kitchen? I was auto-piloting to look for something to eat. Let me just find some paper here. Here's a nice big piece of paper. That's in a big piece. What happened to my big paper? Oh, you just use this. All right. Let's see what we can do about this. Are we on this showing? Yes, it is. Stretch this out a little bit so it's a little bit more over the thing I'm working on. That doesn't look so bad. All right. Is it dry yet? I've been trying to figure out, like, if I let these dry, if they're a little bit moist, I think bubbles form if I put a second coat on it. So I'm letting it dry a lot. Let's see if that fixes it. I don't know. All right, so project management system. So I guess I'm gonna mind map or brainstorm or do something like this. So there's a few things I'm worried about right now. One is the NetCreate project. The things I want to do for NetCreate are go through notes, create a structured creature, make a structured pass to derive things like dates, deliverables, decisions to make, tech to evaluate, prototypes to try, let's see, the technology platform we're going to use. There's also the curriculum goals. Let's see, examples. Things to study. Nope, the cat is here to say hello. Hello, kitty. I'm gonna adjust this point up way at the top of my head. So that's one thing that's on my mind. And then sort of the meta thing is how am I going to, or let's say stakeholders as well. So how am I going to manage this? So for things like deliverables, what is a deliverable? Deliverable is something that somebody can use. In a way, it's something tangible and useful. In this case, it's either like a doc or working code. I think another main thing we want is an index. It could be a reference doc. It could be a sample code. It could be an example. I'm trying to think of what this is. I'll just write examples. Example use. So those are deliverables. So there's some documentation that we need to do. Oh, there's also issues. Issues and questions answered. It's kind of similar to the decisions that are made. Did I put that here? And this is part of the same thing. Let's put these together. There's also results. Results of tests. Evaluations, which happen to drive decisions. And they also produce metrics, principles, philosophy, metrics. So these are things to study. Then curriculum goals. There are the assessment of deliverables, feedback. Does it support the curriculum? This is like off screen, I'm sorry. Support curriculum. Do stakeholders understand? And find it easy to use. And then there's an overall pacing and budgeting. And then there are also dependencies. Group decisions. So this is for the one project. Let me get another piece of paper and consider another project. So I'm making this list of things just so I can see the patterns in them and then figure out how am I going to manage it this year. Do I want to resurrect Basecamp? I haven't used it in a number of years since I've stopped doing more regular design work for clients. But I guess I'm getting hit with a lot of like questions. People seem to be like saying yes to too many projects this year. This is like the Toybox DX resurrection. Toybox DX. Resurrection. Can I even read that? So one of the things I'm doing is, what are the things that are on my mind for this? Oh look, the kitty has come here. Hey sweetie, you gonna jump up? You gonna jump up, sweetie? No? Okay. Where was I? Oh, there is the, we're evaluating collection management software. And one of the things I need to do is review Alan's spec doc. And then the same kind of thing gets broken down. This is really evaluate technology choices. And we're looking at something called Nika. I was looking at it yesterday. Let me see what that was. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called Nika Oneki. That's a stupid name. Omika? Omika. I know what that means. So this is apparently software that allows you to manipulate collections as if for a museum, but it's not the only one. This is the hosted version, but I believe there's a there is like a downloadable Amiga.org that I could install someplace. For institution, a shareable resource pool across multiple sites for individual project educators. This is the one that we want. So then, going back to this, Omeka, they also looked at Scalar, but doesn't install. Seems dead. I can't tell. I sent some email to like the institution that's managing it at USC, but I haven't gotten a reply to that. I suspect it's not actively being developed. Omeka, though, is supposed to have a pretty big community. You know, so one of the things that the thing is supposed to do is where's the Ux chat? What is this? I forgot these. Oh, these are my Be Right Back buttons. I thought I had a screen plus. I guess I don't have that. I thought I had a split version. There are other, and then like also again the same kind of things like how to store the results. Oops, am I on the wrong screen? Yeah. How to store the assessments to decisions made, the development roadmap, or actually just a roadmap to implementation. Then there's pacing and budgeting, the same stuff. Dependencies. So I think these are shared types across project. Shared types across projects. Did I say budgets? Okay. Is there anything unique about this? You know, one of the goals, let me write some goals here. System goals. A simple organization around a few basic types of information. Easy to share as links on web. Avoid duplication of data. Easily see timeline of development and discovery without additional tracking overhead. a centralized start/status page. Easy for all stakeholders to understand. And search/scan for useful stuff. Another project there's some development goals too. Let's call this like here. This is the third project is developing a productivity system. System development, which is separate from project management. For this project, it's largely the same thing, so this is a little bit different. This uses taskless, timeless model of productivity. Goal is to make something to put into either the done bucket or either a beautiful or useful thing made that is in shareable state, or process / recipe / subcomponent to note in log / knowledge store. So going back to my project management, I want to have a distinct project log and also a distinct what was made repository. And so that's kind of related to this. I'll put a note here, P3, where that comes from. P3, 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 P2, P1. I need another piece of paper. Maybe this seems incredibly tedious. Let me just check over here what's going on. I don't think anyone's. I'm curious if anyone is actually watching this. I'm still sick. This kind of sucks. No one's watching. Good. Oh, 2 people are watching. Hello, people. Maybe they're people overseas. Why am I still coughing? I thought I was over this. Maybe I should make myself some hot tea. Mantis and Mind Freak in the meantime are tied up. 4 versus 4. This is overtime. Winner will take it. We'll find out who is in the top tier. This is the upper bracket. So anyways, let's go back to this. Oh, Strudel. Hey, Strudel. How's it over in Saturday land? Your neighbors in Australia are fighting the South Koreans in this video game. Let's see. So that's since I have 3 projects here. What other projects are on my mind? Let me look at this again. Sticky pad production, project manager, net create, major projects, Patreon mega downloads, Patreon video. Let's make that P4. Patreon stuff. Well, here I'm talking about, I think I want to do this as taskless time as 2. Because focus on buckets. But shares project management. Manage data stores. Log plus repo. I'm going to note on this. Shares. Proj MMG data stores. Log plus repo. What else is here? Challenge is to be unstuck. 15-minute starts. Heavy bubble time. Do lame small things. That lead to large cool things. That seems to be how it works. That's project 5. Project 5, fresh desk. That's making a help system on my website. This is also uses, I can't write today, uses TKTI. Focus on small improvements made every day. This might, well actually, these are tasks and tasks because there's no deadlines. These 2 projects have deadlines. Or has, or actually had deadlines for other people who are counting on me. That's an important distinction between things that are taskless, timeless versus people counting on me. And also I think a thing is a balance. Balance. No self-sacrifice. Because I have a tendency, if someone else needs is counting on me, I tend to like overlook my own health. So I don't have to like give them the world. Balance. sacrifice my own well-being by giving too much. So that's not the same as holding back, but you know, I don't have to give them everything. I don't have to stay up all night working on stuff. I can probably still apply the few things a day. I guess I need another sheet that's about the taskless, timeless system too. But I'll put that off. What else do we have on this project list? Fresh Desk Nerd, Amazon listing, 1701, Thautomata, P6, Thautomata, which is my knowledge management system, and then P7, which is 1701 JavaScript game engine. These are development projects. Taskless, timeless. It's a beautiful, useful things. Butts. Butts. But it also shares PM data, stores. Oh, I really can't write today. Log plus repo. Do I need multiple logs and repos then? I think that's all the projects I really had to worry about. Now maybe one more one would be like P8. Amazon plus Shopify. These are also the taskless, timeless. But this isn't buts. These aren't beautiful, useful things. These are useful, or these are new products, or improvements to the user experience and marketing. This I find very difficult to do because I hate marketing. Big stuckness, let's say. But this also shares the log plus repo thing. See, then go back to the project management system goals. This is like important. These are two important things, the log and the repo. I'm thinking there's one more thing that I'm forgetting here. How to motivate. P9 is the community. Community plus co-working. These aren't so much taskless, timeless, but these are time commitments daily and perhaps weekly. And I think the important thing is that this is for sharing stuff from the log plus repo. And so this is like when you're sharing stuff, sharing what I've made, sharing what I've done. This is also physical co-working. And and sharing happy bubble time, which I don't know what I'm doing now. It's also podcasts, fun blogs. Oh, it looks like Mind Freak. Mind Freak wins. I guess I missed that entire match. That's alright. I'm making some progress here. Okay, so we have some stuff here. Let me date this. This is 1/12/2018. This is 2/1/12/2018. Oops, I got this backwards. This is 3. This is 2. This is 1. 1/1/12/2018. So I have these things now. I've done some thinking about this. I've structured some stuff that's in my head. What am I going to think about? No, it's true. It's relaxing amidst thunderstorms. That sounds lovely. I guess your power hasn't gone out. That's good. Well, let me make a note that so far, like, I just started by doing little random things, unplanned. I wasn't trying to do something on a task list. I was just putting stuff in front of me and just thinking about it and writing. So this might look like some sort of productivity, but I actually needed, if I'm following my own criteria, I had to turn this into something that I can review later. So like I've written questions and I've written down stuff that sounds like would be good to have, but I haven't defined what they really are. So to make them tangible, I had to have these things. This is really just a guide. I should make a note of that someplace. When I'm saying assessment deliverables, this is like an intermediate. That might be a separate thing. Intermediate notes by date and project. So I need some place to store this stuff. This could just be a regular notebook that I write in. In fact, I should resurrect that notebook. I've been thinking about getting my what's it called? My big sketchbook. At least I can find one. Where is my big sketchbook? It's been a while since I've looked for it. Is it over here? Is it here? No. Is it downstairs? I'll be right back. I'm going to go down to the basement to my bookshelf there and get the big cachet notebook. Which 9x12 notebook with quadrille rules on the paper. It smells funny down here. Oh, I can't even reach it. Stuff in the way. No! This seems to be a lot messier. So here I'm in the basement. Trying not to get hurt myself. Looking for one of my notebooks. That might still, this one's not even used. That's good. There might be one that already has stuff in it. This one had a few pages. I guess we could use a new one. Let's see if there's another one I can half use. This one looks like it's, I'll bring this one upstairs just to look at. This looks like another new one. No, that one's used. Alright. Let's get some other notebooks here too. Oh wait, what are these? What is this? I'll take a look at all of these. Oh, this is my physical log. I forgot about this. Alright, so I have a selection of notebooks to look at. Excuse me. I'm hungry too. All right. So these are the notebooks I'm talking about. So this is a Cachet Classic Sketchbook graph paper. This one's blank, but it's quadrille ruled. It's 9 by 12, so it means it's bigger than one of these papers, so it's easy to slide these inside. Here's one from the past when these used to be my daily notebooks. This looks like it's seen better days. What's the date that we have on these? So essentially what I was using these for was just writing in notes. I would think in this notebook. Just write stuff down by hand. I'm trying to find a date. Blog list maintenance. I might go back to this system because it is nice to have the paper all with me. This is from 2000. Oh, this is like from a long time ago. Meeting with Bow Street. This is when I was doing more active development. So sometimes it's interesting to look back at these. Demo of the admin view. Try to remember what this was. SkyPub meeting. This is when we were making a, what is this? Old receipt. We were making a CMS system for Sky and Telescope magazine. I was designing the interactive aspect of it. Live site civic CMS. Authentications. So this is just like design notes, essentially. IRQ people trying to do something they can help with. This is before I started blogging too. I think this is what this was like when I was designing my, what is this? I have no idea what this is. Is there a strong desire for love in me, for others? I guess I was probably trying to figure out what it is that I do. Yeah, so I'm writing down here things like MSCE, MFA, which are my 2 master's degrees, startup designer, project management, analysis, game development, Res 1, game logic, how to define a level. This is when I was doing some piece design. Oh wait, what's this? GW01. Oh, this is when we started a museum project for yeah, I should start using. It looks like 2009, so I hadn't used this notebook in a while. So this is after I started blogging. This looks like it was something for a blog piece. Exploration. These are, again, I'm doing identity work, trying to figure out what it is that's important to me. Which is kind of fascinating to actually have this. So I should go back to using these. The idea of having a magic shop, a dojo/collective. It dates back to 2009. Trying to redesign my website. Formal documentation, example building, R&D. Existing projects need work, sell work-based only on templates. So this is when I was trying to switch to I was trying to switch away from time for money to selling products. In 2009, that's when I started trying to make that transition. Let's see. I filled up this whole notebook. So I have a number of these things that are kicking around. But, so I'll put this one back. Take that one back downstairs to the archive. But there's a couple other ones. There's this. There's a few more I didn't bring upstairs. This is when I was trying to keep a physical log of things I was making. Maybe I should still use this as the gallery. This drawing, this is 2010. The Continuity Shrine. I remember that. Oh, these are terrible sheets. I didn't notice that. So, I guess I could go back to using this. And this will become like essentially a scrapbook of things I've made, so I can just show it to people. But I think I'll remove all these initial sheets. Well, this one I might keep. Yep, that one I might keep. Maybe I'll just keep all of them in there. Still something that'll work. There's another one that looks amazing. No, this one has stuff in it too. And then another notebook that hasn't been used very much. I think this one was just when I was drawing stuff in. Gonna draw spaceships and weird shapes. Maybe this will just be the drawing notebook. Doing some spaceship, capital ship design. I didn't really keep up this habit though. So let's keep all of these out. And this will be my new thinking notebook. Or do I want just one? Let's try labeling these things, just so I can tell them apart. Let's get some labels out of here. This is a 9mm. This is a 18mm. Will this fit? Or is this the one that's too big to fit for this? What's the maximum size I can put in here? No, that does fit. Good. Let's try this. I'm going to call this one Gallery. And this is It's a gallery scrapbook. Or a works scrapbook. Scrapbook. This font. Half. Normal. How do I get out of this? Okay. This is going to be too big. Work scrapbook. That'll be this physical log thing. This will be the and I'm torn between using this I'll call this one the visual ideas. Visual idea. Oh, visual. Let's call this one visual thinking. It's a different kind of thinking. And then the other one will be note taking. Note. I'm trying to come up with something that's similar to visual thinking, but different. Maybe it's working thoughts. guess that's good enough. So I'm going to try to use these 3 notebooks as another way of just getting my head out of the computer. So the work scrapbook. Which one is that? Work scrapbook is this. Almost from 2003, but we will resurrect it. Instead of buying a whole new notebook, might as well just reuse this one. It's not very full. We'll just cover this whole thing up. And then this one's the visual thinking. This one will be the working thoughts. Is that what I called it? So I think these are 3 different modes of notebook. They're really designed to get me out of my head, or get me out of my computer. Oops. Now I already have some kind of new notes there. There's some inline notes that I keep. These are separate from documentation. These are not documentation. These are the intermediate thoughts. Maybe I should label that too. Excuse me. Okay, so that's promising. 3 new notebooks. And with these 3 notebooks, I'm going to stick them over here in my journal-y section, which is kind of this place. Files and so forth. Well, I can't read them. You should be able to recognize them. Maybe I could put fancy bookmarks on them. This is a physical file of working stuff. Is there anything else I can grab from here? Guess not. So these notes, actually I'm going to put in the working, nope, this is the tall one. These are shorter than smaller than I thought. Only goes in this. And because it's a 9x12, these all fit inside. And these other ones, so I just stuck all those pages like in here just to store them. And now I'm going to take these downstairs, or rather this, turn this, be right back. Heading downstairs. This thing's covered with mold, I just noticed. It smells funny. It smells funny down here too. Is it leaking water somewhere? It's kind of moist. It has been raining all day. That might explain why it's not humid, but I can just smell the outside rain coming in. There's some other notebooks here that might be interesting to look at someday, but we will not do that today. Ugh. I should take some, have some medicine. All right. So what have I accomplished today? So far, I have some of this stuff. What I should work on next. Let me put this in here for now. Here's an ATP notebook that I'm not using right now, so I'll just store it. Because I'm trying to figure out this taskless, timeless thing. Maybe I should write in the working thoughts. All right. I should just copy these in the other document I was using. Let's do that. The other document I'm talking about is this document. You just need to pull it up here real quick. So it's docs, DS, cowork. Is it this one? No, it's in, no, I guess it was called that. So this is that document I've been working on with my new system design for a productivity system. And so let's add some stuff to this. Considering project management. And we'll take some pictures of these and add them to this document. So let me go over here. Make these so they, oops, this is the wrong camera. Or the camera's not pointing in the right place. So I'm gonna take pictures of this stuff. Why is this falling? Just so you can see what I'm doing here. So I just want to make these as flat as possible, so there's few not very many shadows. And then I'm going to grab my iPhone. I'm going to capture this stuff. So there's this note-taking app here that I can use. Notes. Activity. I want to add some scanned documents to this. Scan documents. There's one. On page 2. What this will do is it will automatically correct the angle. What have I written to Christine in the chat room? She was doing some sort of document scanning project, and she's, I think, the one who told me about this. Oops, it was upside down for some reason. Can I redo it? No, that's all screwed up. I think that's good enough. We can review the documents here. 1, 2. It's all messed up. Upload this to Dropbox. sure. Place that document. Let's see if we can grab it. Assuming it'll upload it. Let's see if it's. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I just deleted something. Okay. So we got these scanned. It's been uploaded to Dropbox. And I should be able to just grab it now. Oh. Let's close this. Let's close this. Open up a new window. Dropbox. It's in working docs. I just upload the same thing. Hopefully this looks an awful lot like what I just. It doesn't look like I replaced it. Then again, Adobe Acrobat is terrible about caching. Let's rename that just to see if it will. No, it didn't actually save anything. What did it upload? Did it not actually save it? Documents. No, it opened. It seemed to have opened the wrong file. It's uploading it again. Save. Move this one to the trash. This should be the new one. Look, it's loaded the same one again. Why is this not working? Notes. This is definitely the one I did. Let's try renaming it because Adobe Acrobat kind of sucks. This is scan documents today. Just giving a different file name to get past this irritating issue that Adobe Acrobat has. It says its uploads are complete. This is a new document. At least it's a different size. That's promising. So this is one document. Can I rotate it here? Or do I need to do it with this document first? Why is everything so hard? Here it's rotated. Oh wait, this is not even the right one. How the hell does this thing work? Why is it so bad? That's this one. No, I had to do it in the notes, I think. Alright. I guess we'll just have to do it the stupid way. I don't know if we can actually rotate out of this, but I'll just save image as desktop 6A. Save images. Why is the key ref? 6B. This one's upside down. Image as. Just jump me back to the wrong directory. So apparently I probably should have rotated this in notes first before saving it. There is no rotate. I had to rotate it in Photoshop or something. Which sucks because that means these are JPEG files, so they'll get a little bit worse. Because the rotate will cause it to resave and it'll be janky. But it'll still be legible. What is this? Oh, it's 3D mode. So image rotation 180 degrees. Save on top of itself. Just dumb. Image rotation counterclockwise. Wait, that's not even the right file. Oh no, it is the right file. Good. Save. Image rotation counterclockwise. Save. Quit. Go back to the other document. Next.js co-work. Actually, can I do it like this? No. Let's insert these files. This is day 6. Let's insert these pictures. So what are we talking about here? Consider what I need for project management, which is distinct from my productivity system from 2018, but shares some common features. Notably, a project log is an easy way to tell what got done on a particular day, part of the accrual bucket realization. A repository, a thing repository that contains what was made for the day. Let's reverse the order of this. Yeah. There may be several repositories for digital and physical storage. There are two kinds of what was made products, which is a tangible, shippable artifact that is complete in itself. B, a recipe, process, discovery, a self-contained and tested that contributes to making something that it's making a tangible object, tangible artifact. There may be several repositories. The project log refers to objects in the repository. The repository has a coding system, which makes it easy to refer to projects within it, and documentation such as the project log. I think I had to make a distinction between project management. Also defines project management is required when I am working with other people. Taskless, timeless. My own projects generally don't require project management. Instead, using the taskless, timeless approach. Additional elements have to be tracked. Management. What are some things? Oh, dying. You gotta track decisions. Let's call them resources and raw materials. These are examples. Working code, snippets, media, pieces. We have a development strategy, or a strategy for filling in the gaps between the objective and what we don't know. I guess we need an objective. Metrics, a set of definitions that describe the project goals, project objective. This is my action, intention, motivation, expectation, metric for success approach. A way to store strategic information of strategic and tactical value when it comes to decision making. Documentation of decisions made and milestones reached. There's a series of milestones with deliverables attached to them. A way to store deliverables similar to, this is similar to the repository, similar to the documentation, similar to the project log. The project log should be very terse, so it's easy to scan to see what happened. It should also be publicly visible and easy to update. Let's see, I think in addition for milestones, a method for describing in between milestone achievements. These are like discoveries, assessments of experiments to gain knowledge that inform in decisions. We're transcribing. What else do we need in a project management log? An easy way for stakeholders to search and understand the useful stuff that's going on in the project in their own language. And jargon and related to the project objective. So they can tell how well things are going and assess the level of uncertainty and also what impact they can make to help the project. There's also a long form maintaining continuity form of ongoing notes which are indexable or rediscoverable through more detailed revisiting. Let's call this tersely. So having two verbs, a method for this is a process notebook, perhaps embedded the key deliverable, a way of tagging sub-continuity or temporary continuity. Perhaps embedded in the tools themselves, in the case of source code, that help people browsing the nuts bolts understand how it works. So they can work on it too. Comments, white papers, instead of tempers, call these limited or let's say not limited context. The idea about these are sub-continuity documents. Working information comments less formal than actual documentation. We also need to periodic project documentation cleanup, assessment, realignment with goals. That's more of a procedural thing. We want starting index that shows the overall timeline of the project, where we are. 2 is centralized and easy to get to by everyone, by all stakeholders. Has links that tell you where to. Oh, that's weird. I turned that C into a copyright symbol. That tells you exactly where to go to get something that you want. We also want to avoid duplication of data. Like deliverables. Etc. These can be in a directory structure. Alright, so this is a general. So I guess I've done some work on the system design. I have some thoughts about how to implement this. So how to implement. So one thing is the index. The file index can be stored as folders, dated folders, inside a project code folder. Each folder corresponding to a particular event on the project strategy. By looking at the folders, you can tell where we are and look to see what's in them. So there is no need to maintain separate document. Digital file index. Digital files themselves can be stored either on something like GitHub or a shared drive like Dropbox. For people working directly, oh wait, in their own work folder. With deliverables copied out of the folder into the main store. And so this is typical. Yeah, you don't want to avoid overwriting others' work. A master deliverable. This folder can also contain sub-master, working prototypes into the master deliverable. The idea is to have all the relevant working stuff in one place and easily identifiable. Let's see. What else did I want to put in here? We had documents. Project objective is a master as part of a master document that lives in the project folder and is kept up to date by the project manager. It also contains the project strategic roadmap and descriptions. Oh, actually, no. And keeps track of decisions made. That affect the roadmap. That makes sense to put it all in one document instead of this folder. So all this stuff can be transcribed in it. Working information that can be embedded. Information is embedded in the work itself. Source code comments, properly named layers in Photoshop documents, README files, that notes peculiarities. This is a habit that has to be enforced by the project manager. And people suck at doing that. The index. The daily log is something that is maintained by the project as a supplemental document. It's what was made or accomplished every day in a simple manner. It refers to things in the digital file index. It may also log hours. Might be an Excel file based on my timesheet format. What else am I missing? So starting the decisions, starting the deliverables, documenting things. I think for each strategic production step, you need to also define objectives in terms of action and intention, motivation, expectation, metrics. I think this is kind of in shape, so I have some decisions I need to make. Where to store the digital files, how to organize the folders for specific types of projects, go through each project type, P1 through P9, and make a dummy folder structure. Write a project and objective breakdown for the project management system itself. Expectations, motivation, expectation. Etc. What else how to make this all accessible. Online to multiple participants. How to handle project-related communication so it's captured by one system. Email is used for confirmation before next stage are run. Alright, so I think this is my next step. Okay, so I worked on my project management system a little bit, defined some digital stuff for everything else. Some of this I already have in place, things like my project folders. But I guess the question, can I actually unify this somehow? I don't know, but we'll solve that problem when I get to it. So I think I'm done for today. I feel at least I've got something done. I got a little bit of thinking done, checked a few things off my list. I had to specifically now actually do a couple of things, which is to project management net create, project management sticky pad. So how am I going to keep track of this? I guess I'll use a sticky note here and just sort of make a priority note. So this priority note will be this. I'll actually stick it literally to the laptop here so I can see it. Priority note. PM net create based on our new template. Decisions plus assignments. I guess that's another thing I need to put in the project management side of things. Let me go add that back in. Docs DS. Where did it? So this document. One thing else I'll need to do is like how to store process stuff that's of a general nature. Different folders. Also I want a project. We need another document, I think. Keep a decisions assignments section. That's more of a to-do, really to-do reference document compared this is a lower level version it's a low level tracking doc that refers to things in the master document. Bigger picture stuff used to keep focused and not worry about big picture. So capturing decisions. It denotes follow-ups, needed decisions. Alright, so I have a few kinds of documents. They don't seem to be overlapping The decisions and assignments section. How is this used? It's useful for ensuring specific continuity of the work as opposed to the master document. Which is about broad strategic goals. And what technologies, tools are in use. Do I need a documentation section? Structuring documentation is a big handle. How to structure documentation. There, and what kind is needed for each type of project. Assignment. The result of this should be a working project system that's ready to go. Do I need estimates? So this is, I'm finishing my note thing here. The next one is the sticky pad updates. And maybe a third one is the mega downloads. All right, so I am going to take this and I'm going to put it right on my computer, my laptop here. So hopefully I remember. Actually not there. Put it here so it doesn't cover the power button. So I will remember that this is the thing, next thing that I should be thinking about. It's a duplicate of what's on this, but I'm just gonna put this in my working notes here. At some point I can get rid of these notes too. Actually I have a few more of them in here. So let me see. In fact, all of this is in the stash. Maybe I'll put this actually in the stash folder. Do I have a subfolder I can use? This is a little bit awkwardly sized. I must have a file folder somewhere. Let's see, if you're not here. There's probably just some up there. Get back there. Ugh, the cat has made a stinky mess. I believe this might have some folders in it. What are these? Oh, I forgot. These are weird folders. fall into the litter box. Check these freaky things out. This is a folder that has dividers built into it. Well, you know what? How does that even work? I forgot where I got these. So you stop using this thing. Oh wait, this is not what I wanted. Because I don't think this will still fit. This will stick out like this. Yeah, that's alright. These are all separate things too. I guess this is all just part of the same work. Okay, slide it in here. Yeah, that's alright. It's like everything can be in the same place. I can put this folder back in my this thing over here. The stash area. This is stash 01, which is here. Right. All right, so that's a little bit more organized. Will this still fit inside of my little side cart thing? Yes. I forget what this thing is for. What was in here? Oh, these are other project things. These are related to products, Amazon product stuff. Let's label that so I know what it's for. Print products. Ah, shit. Waste. These are for stationery products. Stationery designer. I'm going to call this product designs. I guess you guys like working like this, streaming, even though it's kind of one way, makes me feel a little bit more like I'm not working by myself. Sharing process, I think, is important, or at least it's important to me. Okay. Well, this is not centered. So at least I know what this is for. Printed products. ATV notebooks down there. Okay, so that seems to work. I'm trying to remember what this thing was for, though. It's blank. Oh, wait, there are some steps on this. I think this was the idea of kind of having one of those auto right moments where goals have been tangibly worked toward. Oh, this is an early version of my taskless timeless system. This was just the note stuff that I had done. Maybe I need to bring this back for the taskless timeless stuff. Anyway, all right, I feel I've gotten something out of my day now. I have some stuff that I can do over here on this little notepad, on this sticky note I put on my computer. I've worked out some productivity system stuff. So I know some things to work on when I feel like working on them, and then happy bubble time is just something I need to do every day. And so let me make another note here. So this the taskless timeless system. This is the mini taskless timeless. So 1. Pick one thing that you'll work on for 15 minutes. Don't worry about how long it takes or this time, or if it's part of a bigger project. Just do something small. And call it a day. The rest of the day is playtime. So what I'm saying here is we're going to work 15 minutes a day on stuff that I'm supposed to do. The rest of the day is playtime. As irresponsible as that sounds, what I think is actually going to happen is that 15 minutes will turn into 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever. It's not actually going to be I'm not going to be goofing off as much as like one might think, because I find goofing off kind of boring. But exploring and discovering things, and if I log this stuff, all right. At the end, I had noticed that. Write down what you did at the end of the day. And where to see it. Alright, so this essentially is my taskless, timeless productivity system, I think. I'm going to put this on my laptop as well over here, just to remind me that's what it is. And that's the culmination, I guess, of all this stuff I've been working on. Now I'm making some sort of tracking system might be the next step, but it may be premature to do that. But I am going to call it a night. It is 2 a.m. here now. I still don't feel like going to sleep. Well, I'm just gonna watch some more of this this match that's going on here. It looks like it's almost over, actually. Did it just end? This looks like the team, the ending of the match. It's Team Cricket is up by 1. That's the Singapore team. This is the second, the lower bracket. They're playing the Japanese team. The Japanese team is losing badly. Yeah. Let's just watch this. Let's watch this together, why don't we? For the hell of it. This is happy bubble time, right? Is this kind of funny?
Yeah, whatever seems to, might work. I think it's only to their detriment so far.
Absolutely, I think it has as well. But we are seeing that yin and glass combo being used.
So what I'm watching here.
The double mirror be placed up again, I think. Or maybe just a single mirror as he turns around and walks away. I love calling out something and then doing the total opposite.
Yeah. As Go-Go was saying, they can't hear you, but they just telepathically know.
Yeah, Carstens goes. Anyway, Revik still trying to reinforce almost 50 seconds into the prep phase.
Yeah.
Metal. What is he trying to do up there?
So the sportscasters are switching between the views of each of the players. You can tell if you look up here who they're looking at. And these are the specific characters that these guys are inhabiting, which all have special abilities.
Cloud, not quite going to walk into it. Revik holding this blue tunnel as well.
So the team on the right, the Japanese team, is attacking. They're trying to disarm a bomb that the team on the left, Team Cryptic, is trying to protect. There's the bomb.
That being said, they did take full control of the map very, very quickly.
Now they're just moving in.
They're going to start opening a bit of pre-fire out of hysterics to try and find anyone who was sitting there.
Everyone's still alive. 5 versus 5.
Yeah, probably a bit too soon to start that pre-fire. But
just a little. I actually think he ran out of rounds before it exploded. But anyway.
This is like the strategic, tactical view, so you can kind of see where everyone is.
Yeah. Even some bullet action.
So the orange teams are moving in on the attack.
They are tagging his position, but he's already...
You can see where all the players are because we're watching.
And he wants his boom back. I have a better spot for this, guys. Don't worry, I'll just risk my life for it.
Just hysterics.
So they just
gonna throw his next Guru mine back there. Like, why even try for it? But anyway, as you stare at casually,
we're looking at Japanese team.
Yeah, this is going to be another explosive round.
That's going to be a nice explosive grenade as it's taken down Lunaman.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He's got the C4 comes out, though. Revik trades him straight back.
So 4 versus 4.
We can do better.
Oh man, you can just see that fly towards you.
The interesting thing about this game is you can destroy all the walls and stuff and create these new lines of sight. So you can be killed from any direction.
He's going to have to retreat. They're going to have to retreat pretty far out. The plant's actually going down.
This is a bit better.
Yeah, in that
very tense game.
You
get all stressed out if I play it.
The plant goes down, and Ystera misses the Goomlight, re-throws it again. Revik picks himself up a double kill there. Ystera finds Cloud. Quantic finds Geno. That is it. They have like 30 seconds.
That was a short round.
So much so, Ystera's actually going to BM.
So disabled the diffuser.
Kill his teammate. And Cryptic are going to go forward.
Yep, 10-2. That was a good.
So that was short.
They're still lacking.
It's been interesting to try to compare the different, the way the different teams play.
Okay. Sounds
good. But yeah, that was
That's a ridiculous outfit.
Okay. You do you, monkey. You do you. Alright. But no, Cryptic, they are very, very dominating performance. They're 10-2 in total.
Oh, good for them. So I think that's it for now. Time to go to sleep. Or maybe eat something and just watch TV for a while. It's the weekend, so I can screw around with my schedule. I'll figure out what to do tomorrow. So that's today's What's Up Dave / Happy Bubble Time. I guess I've been streaming for 2 hours and a quarter hours. Hope you have a good weekend, get some good stuff done. Maybe eat something. Hope it's not too cold where you are. And I will see you next week. Have a good one. Oops.